More than 43% of college women report experiencing violence and abuse from a partner, according to a recent poll.
WIFR reporter Sydney Stoffregan shares the red flags experts say will help young adults identify an abusive relationship.
You are not alone.
For every 12 young adults in healthy romantic relationships, there is one experiencing domestic violence. This abuse is more than just physical, explains Leslie Brown with Voices of Stevenson County. She says it can form through manipulation, jealousy, mood swings, and pressure to have sex.
You're not tiptoeing. You're not walking on eggshells. You share like things. You can have an open conversation with them without feeling fear about what you're talking about. That's a good sign that you might be in a healthy relationship.
Educating youth on domestic violence is what Jennifer Ketchapalia with the Family Peace Center says is the key to identifying red flags in a relationship. She says survivors often tell her they wish they knew the signs when they were younger.
Take every step you can to make sure that you are safe and that you are in a relationship where you are being treated with kindness, dignity, and respect 100% of the time. I need people to hear me say that. 100% of the time.
Brown says domestic violence is often a learned behavior from a perpetrator's past. She explains there is no excuse for their actions.
What I'd like those young folks to know who find themselves perpetrating that violence or having some of those characteristics that are not healthy in relationships is that there's help for them too.
In the state line, Sydney Stoffregan, WIFR News.
If you or someone you know are facing domestic violence, both the Family Peace Center and Voices of Stevenson County welcome survivors with open arms. A link to both organizations is on our website.